and across the board, they just get better and better every year. And
in terms of like player development, actually team development, where do you see the league in 3 to 5 years? Do you see hopefully a few more franchises, quality getting better? How do you see it?
It's such a big place to travel around, and I think that's probably what caught me a little bit by surprise, is how much of an effort it is to get to the other side of the country, and how much time that actually takes. So
it is different because you're playing for your country, and it is you're playing for a team, and obviously in franchise cricket you want to win. It's different though, isn't it? Like, how do you feel in playing, like, terms of playing franchise cricket international? Do you change the way you play? Obviously your prep's the same. It's a difference. Can you kind of explain how it feels different?
So my major came to me with an opportunity late last year. And we sort of discussed it at length about how potentially time consuming it would be, but the opportunities that it might have going forward. And
all right, Glenn, welcome to Cross the Seam. I've played with you at Yorkshire, Melbourne, Delhi. Anywhere else, mate? Club cricket?
I think we might have played a charity game together, somewhere in Yorkshire.
Yeah, I think that was with the Love Island crew. I think that might have been the one.
I think that's the one.
All right, Ben, I appreciate you. Just 5 questions. Obviously, a little bit about MLC. You've been over for a few years now. Played a bit of cricket here. So, just firstly, how have you found the MLC compared to the other franchises leagues you've played in, which is obviously quite a lot? So, how do you find it in terms of like the standard, and how is it like being in America, and like just your different experiences of being here playing it?
Well, I think to be involved in a tournament like this at its early stage in a country where cricket hasn't probably been all that common previously, to see the growth in this competition over the last couple of years that I've been a part of has been pretty cool to see. And you've only probably got to look at the effect it's had on USA cricket and the way they've performed in World Cups over the last little bit to sort of see the impact that this tournament's had. It's been it's been great to see the development, I think, in USA cricket and the effect I think it's had on USA to grow and develop that quickly with the introduction of a really cool comp. I love the length of it. I think that's what appeals to a lot of overseas players. The fact that it's around about a month. You're able to see some cool places. There's enough time between games to, I suppose, sightsee and get to a part of the world that we don't often get to during our cricket calendar. And it's been an amazing experience to be over in the States and playing a sport that hasn't been that common here.
Yeah, with you, mate. I mean, people don't appreciate, but you are allowed to have a nice time when you're here. You're allowed to have a day off. It doesn't have to be fully cricket in practice. You're allowed to have a breather, you know? So it's nice you can get to do that in a country that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, exactly right.
In terms of how impressed have you been by the young talent? I know it's like you're allowed many overseas in this format, but the youngsters have started to play. There's people like you've probably practiced with the first year or two and now like creeping into the team. So like, how impressed have you been with the youngsters? And is anyone that stands out to you? Any few players in the different teams that have like popped up and you thought actually they're going to be really good players that potentially can play international cricket and stand up to that? Is anyone who's doing that for you?
I think I've probably just been impressed by the improvement. I think seeing the players across the couple of years and a few names stand out, and you sort of check in on their development every year and sort of seeing if they're improving. And across the board, they just get better and better every year. And I see guys like Hassan Khan's probably the one that I played with during the PSL. He played in the Big Bash for the Renegades as well. Watching him, I suppose, sort of almost take that next step to being someone in any team that you can rely on and to do a role that's been probably really impressive. And to sort of get to know him a bit better off the field, playing with him in Pakistan, I found that was super impressive. To be fair, a lot of our guys have been really consistent across a couple of years. You knew that they were quality players right from the start, and we were certainly very lucky to have those guys. We saw Jesse
Yeah.
Jesse Singh, I suppose, come on the scene. I think it was 2 years ago for us, and take a bag of wickets, and I think he's leading wicket taker this year. So that's the, I suppose, the growth and development from a few of those players. But I think a lot of the guys now, you look at the bench strength of a lot of teams, they've got guys that are ready to go where maybe in year one that wasn't the case. And it feels like the squad depths in a lot of teams are a lot deeper and a lot more, I suppose, equipped and ready to play this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty biased, but I remember, was it the first or second year when Sanjay Krishnamurthy got 70 against you boys out of nowhere and kind of won that game? It was in the I think league stage. It doesn't count for nothing because I think you won the final, but it was a great knock, mate. It was a good.
Yeah, I think there's guys like that can step up and have an impact on the game, and I think that's probably what you're looking for from your locals is when they can have their moment and have their impact. Can they stand up and make it count? And we've seen over the last over the last year and a bit, and that's been happening more and more. Where probably in the first season or two, it probably didn't happen as much or as regularly. So now the last 2 years, we're seeing these local stars stand up and be counted.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. It's great to see that, especially I've been here since the infancy. But it's good to see them step up and play and perform, especially in that World Cup that just happened. In terms of like player development, actually team development, where do you see the league in 3 to 5 years? Do you see hopefully a few more franchises, quality getting better? How do you see it? I guess from even this week, LA's here, right? So that's a new thing. So it keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, I probably see the expansion of maybe getting two more teams, probably cashing in on that depth that we do have now in that talent pool, and getting those players playing regular games. And I think if you do go to those extra two teams in a couple of years' time, or whenever it might be, we'll see this competition grow to something really, really special. And then you hopefully have an extra ground or two, and you're probably looking at a different part of the states as well.
Yeah.
I know travel's obviously really difficult around the country. It's such a big place
Yeah.
to travel around,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably what caught me a little bit by surprise is how much of an effort it is to get to the other side of the country,
Yeah.
and how much time that actually takes. So that's probably going to be the only thing that they'll have to work through and find. Obviously time for in such a busy schedule. But yeah, the expansion is going to be a clear one, and I think they've got the talent depth to colour it as well.
Yeah, this shifting gears a little bit in terms of I know this because I've played and I've done it. Playing international to franchise cricket, it is different because you're playing for your country and it is you're playing for a team. And obviously in franchise cricket you want to win. It's different though, isn't it? Like, how do you feel in playing like terms of playing franchise cricket international? Do you change the way you play? Obviously, your prep's the same. It's a difference. Can you kind of explain how it feels different? Is it one because your country and you're representing that on your chest, and then the other one it is also your job. You're also thinking about how do I perform as an individual in that team. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit different.
Yeah, I think the main difference is once the tournament's over, you go home
Mhm.
and that's it. And it's probably another 11 months until you rejoin that team, um, or whatever it looks like. And I think with international cricket, you're thinking about the next thing ahead as well. You're thinking about, all right, this series leads into that series. Then if I perform well on this, then we've got another series in a month's time or whatever it might be. You're always preparing for the next series with that team, and there's no real end date
Yeah, yeah,
until obviously you retire and call it quits. But it feels like you're always building to something greater, whether it be a World Cup or whatever it might be. And
yeah,
um, I'd say it's sort of more of a longer preparation, a longer mental tactical standpoint, I reckon, as well, where you're here for such a short amount of time in franchise cricket where, all right, you've got to put your focus into 10 games plus finals. That's where my focus is going, and that's what I'm going to give to my emotional energy to right now. And then as soon as that's done, you can almost release
yeah.
um, all that pent up baggage that you've been holding on to, or whatever it might be, and
Mhm.
um, allow yourself to relax for a bit and have a bit of downtime. But I've really enjoyed the franchise world. It's been probably a different sort of step to what I'm used to doing. I've been probably so busy for the last 17
Yeah.
years, probably going from series to series, and sort of been thrown here, there, and everywhere, and in different teams. And I think to have a bit of time in between and sort of map out your year in a way that you allow yourself some time to enjoy that family time, enjoy that downtime with your friends back at home. I think is really important, and to not, I suppose, um, over egg the pudding in a way where you're trying to obviously maximise your opportunities at the back end of your career,
Yeah.
but also you don't want to burn yourself out when you feel like still feel like you've got something to give.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. Last one for me, it's pretty cool. Obviously, you look at Tom Brady, you look at all these guys buying and being involved in franchises, which is cool. And you're one of the first, obviously, on the cricket side to co-own a franchise, and that's in the European League. That's what in the European League, and that is the Irish Wolves. So, like for me, that's awesome, mate, to have that. You're one of the first who's stepping into that world. How did that come about, and how involved are you in like the day to day? And we briefly chatted about you were waking up to look into the draft. How much are you involved in that? Like, how did that come about? Because it's really cool, mate.
So my major came to me with an opportunity late last year, um, and we sort of discussed it at length about how potentially time consuming it would be, but the opportunities that it might have going forward, and explained to me a couple of the people that were involved, and I thought it was a really cool idea to, um, I suppose, move into that part of the world, and started putting things in place to how busy I might be during the year with it,
Yeah.
and making sure that I was sort of managing my time properly and making sure I wasn't taking away from what I was doing at that time,
Hmm.
whether it be the PSL, whether it be the MLC. I didn't want to ruin those experiences because I was so busy with something else. I wanted to make sure I was sort of spreading my time evenly, and luckily it's worked out really well. And
Yeah.
it was probably a bit of a mad rush for the draft the other night.
Yeah.
Post game, I had to run and sit on the bus and log on to the phone call, um, and obviously execute that first draft. And but yeah, I've been fairly involved from day dot, and whether it be just starting from the start and like trying to build a squad, build the things behind the scenes, reporting back to other owners, talking about our strategy plan, building an identity for a team, and it's been really interesting to sort of see everything that goes into building a side. And
Yeah.
for two blokes that would have played together 11 years ago, we would never have thought about any of this stuff when
No.
we were playing. And um, to, I suppose, walk into that side remembering that you've got to have you've got to book hotels, you've got to you've
Yeah.
got to organise training sessions, you've got to organise cricket grounds, you've got to organise flights. The amount of things that I probably gloss over what as a player, and as an owner, I'm well aware of it, and the things that need to sort of go into is um, yeah, it's a nice change. It's a
Mm.
maybe even a bit of a reality check of how lucky we are as players, and um, for the amount of work that goes into preparing a cricket side and preparing a domestic team, wherever it may be around the world. So, yeah, very grateful to have gotten this opportunity, and grateful to all the people that have helped us out, I suppose, during our journeys.
No, mate, congratulations from me, man. That's pretty cool, isn't it? As you said, maybe 10, 11 years ago, you played on a computer game and building your fantasy football team, and all of a sudden that's what you're that's what you're doing in real life. And the opportunity to do that and see something grow is great. You never know where that's going to lead. The way your business brain will work, and that'll expand, and what opportunity comes with that. I think the best thing about being involved in cricket, in my opinion, you're playing world's class with people from around the world, is like, and you learn to win. I think you can take that mentality across to the ownership. So that's pretty cool. You can do that. So I appreciate you. And as our friend Brooksy would say, he's a good lad. Cheers,
He's a good boy.
man. Cheers, mate.